everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Wednesday, February 21st. I'm Michael Taylor. Thanks for joining us today. It's been a week since Valentine's Day. Is love still in the air? Maybe you'll love what we have on the show for you today. We got a good one. I'm looking forward to it myself. We're going to keep you safe. Shelter-in-place drills coming up later next month, and we want to make sure you guys are ready for that. Gracie Stencil and Eric Nunez are going to be in talking about what we can do to prepare for that and all the details about the event they have coming up. Plus, my favorite segment, animals. We have OC Animal Care. We got a great pet up for adoption coming in. Alexa Pratt and Alex Sue are going to be telling us about that and a lot of the programs they have over at OC Animal Care. So stay tuned for that as well. Hey, speaking of keeping you safe, we're going to talk about shelter in place, but we got another one that's really important too, Alert OC. And that is a mass notification system that the county has set up here. Residents and businesses can keep informed of emergencies that may require immediate life-saving actions by registering with Alert OC. Time-sensitive voice messages from the county or city in which you live or work may be sent to your home, business, or cell phone, whatever it might be. So you can get text messages, you can get all sorts of alerts about what's going on to make sure you are informed. Like all the rains we've been having, you know, the flood warnings and those kinds of things, those are things you'll hear about. Lots of stuff. So it's important to have that. Make sure you sign up for Alert OC at alertoc.org and get all the details there. All right, let's take a look outside. No more flood warnings, no more disasters. We just got the storms pretty much pushed through. We got some scattered clouds out there, and we're gonna have maybe a few sprinkles here and there, but it's gonna be isolated. It's just kind of the disturbances and the broken up storm coming through. So real isolated showers this morning. Then moving on to just partly cloudy skies for the rest of the day. We got partly cloudy skies on Thursday as well. And I'm trying to be positive here. Partly sunny on Friday. We're not going to have all the clouds gone, but it's going to be our warmest day of the week, so enjoy Friday. And we got mostly cloudy and then maybe some late showers. This isn't 100% yet, but we might have another storm we have to deal with Sunday into Monday. So enjoy some dry times while we can. Friday's going to be your best day for that. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset. Oh, look at this. We got the dog theme going on. Lexi's not up for adoption, I can guarantee you that, but we're going to have one for you a little bit later. Thank you, Debbie Byrne, for bringing that photo to us. That is Lexi looking for a treat, I think. Sunrise this morning was 6:28 a.m. Sunset tonight is going to be 5:40. If you'd like to send us a picture of your pet, place you've been, great sunrises or sunsets, just go ahead and do that. You can email us. Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com. Make sure you include your name and where you took the photo. All right, we're going to put that in your sunrise sunset segment. And we got some meetings for you. After that, we're going to be talking about shelter in place. Stay with us.
We all love our independence. Mobility City is your choice for all mobility equipment, repairs, service, rentals, and sales. We have rollators, wheelchairs, scooters, lift-out chairs, hospital beds, and more. We repair all mobility equipment in or out of warranty. Battery replacement too. And we'll come to you. Plus, we offer short and long-term rentals. Mobility City's personalized service is our specialty.
These guys are lifesavers.
So call or stop by our showroom today. Open Saturdays.
Welcome to OCI Care, Laguna Woods' premier laser and premium cataract surgery center.
I just wanted my cataracts removed. It was pain-free. I was so impressed because I was so frightened to have it done. After surgery, I was able to use my eyes immediately. It was a miracle, really.
It's just been wonderful to be able to see everything. It's even better than he said it was going to be because I saw instantly.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. all your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
You know, we've had a lot of rains, a lot of flooding, a lot of people have been evacuating their homes. It's a good time to talk about disaster preparedness, and we have a disaster preparedness shelter-in-place event coming up in March, and I want to welcome Grace Stencil and Eric Nunes to the program. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you for having us.
Now, Grace, you're kind of overseeing this whole shelter-in-place event. Tell us about it, and what is shelter-in-place used for? Is it earthquakes, fires, floods, a little bit of everything?
It can be a man-made disaster, or it could be a natural disaster. It's for anything that causes people to have to either shelter in place or evacuate. And that's what we try to cover.
And you guys are going to be talking about what we do. What does that term mean? Shelter in place means I don't hide under the bed. You know, those things. But basically, you're going to talk about what that entails and kind of do some practice at that.
We're going to do that. We're going to have handouts and suggestions of what people need to shelter in place as far as supplies. But I'm going to let Eric talk about that because
sure.
he's pretty much in charge of it.
Eric, you've been a police officer for many years. You're here now in the village. When you go to someone's home and there's been maybe a disaster or something happened, have you noticed like people who are prepared for these kinds of things versus the people who are just absolutely not prepared for that? What's the difference, and what can people do to help that?
Yeah, there's all kinds of different levels of preparation, obviously. In my past history, I was the emergency services coordinator for the city of La Palma as well as Los Alamitos. And one of the things that we dealt with was something called CERT, the Community Emergency Response Team that would train. We don't have CERT here on our property. What we have is our Good Neighbor Captains, which is essentially a program where we have a person that oversees one building, say, and if a disaster hits, their mission or their job is to go around checking on their neighbors, making sure that there's no medical needs or anything that they need, and that they check out so they can radio in and say that they're fine. Like I said, the level of preparation is different. Some people are prepared to help others, and some people in the shelter-in-place environment realize that as long as their domicile, as long as their manor is safe, to remain in that, because you have down power lines, trees, all kinds of other issues out there that might become disastrous for them by walking outside, right? So we just ask that they stay inside, where they have shelter, they have food, water, and all those kinds of things until help can arrive to the whole community.
Now, for me, I almost shop almost day to day. So that's probably not a good idea for someone who, if an earthquake, hey, you need 3 days of water, you need these kind of supplies at the house. So what kind of prep are you talking to people about in terms of what they should have around the house for, let's say, an earthquake where services might not be able to get to somebody for a few days?
We're going to be explaining to people what supplies they need to shelter in place. Also, when they're at home and let's say they feel the earthquake, what are they going to do? Don't go in the kitchen. All your cabinet supplies are going to fall out. Your refrigerator is going to roll across. Go under a table. Don't go near a window. Things like that. And we're going to try to go over that with them at this expo that we're having.
I think in Grace's checklist that she's created for her group and for this training specifically, it really provides that kind of list that you're talking about, where they have this much water, and then certain dry foods, things that if you don't have electricity and your refrigerator stops working, these are the things that aren't perishable, and blankets and other things that that you might need to keep you warm, those kinds of things, as well as a first aid kit and batteries and those things.
Right,
so there's a
right.
whole list that she has provided for this training.
Even something like, we say, a man-made disaster, like a transformer blows somewhere and you're out of
Exactly.
electricity. It's not like this is a major emergency, but you don't have any lights in your house, your refrigerator's out. It's a little bit of a man-made disaster in your house.
Especially in our community,
Right,
where the
right.
people are seniors and they get a little hysterical sometimes. So, yes, having no electricity would be a big issue, and it could happen. Just like you said, a transformer goes out, and it could be located in a small area, but those people in that area are definitely affected and need help and need to know what to do. Prepared. Be
Right.
prepared is really our
And Eric, in
goal.
your history, and you've been on the scenes of disaster, I'm sure, and maybe even earthquakes and things like that. How important is it for people to, like they would say, strap down your water heater, and make sure like large bookcases are attached to the wall and those kinds of things, that they can fall over, they can really do some damage in a house, and you don't really think about that until everything starts shaking.
Sure, and that's typically what kind of causes the in-house accidents, right? Or the injuries that occur is because of large objects that are not affixed to the walls. Obviously, things like water heaters, there's laws now that require that if you're going to have a water heater installed, that has to be strapped, to the wall with an earthquake strap. But there are other things in your house that we really don't think about: pictures, large picture frames, all kinds of stuff on cabinets, and even the cabinet itself. In the old days, we had these big, entertainment centers that people
Right.
had with it, and those things would come toppling down on folks. But it's stuff like that we try to tell people to. To make sure that if they're going to have something large like that to fix to the walls so that they don't move around easily, and provide them time to get away from those things and stay away from that during that event.
Here in Laguna Woods Village, what do you think that maybe the biggest concern is? Is it fire? Is it earthquake? Is it flooding?
I think it's earthquake.
It's earthquakes, right?
Because we do feel earthquakes a lot.
Right, and there's
They
that
might be-
constant reminder. I don't have any water in the house, and I just
Exactly. That's right. It's earthquakes. But because of our history, fires, remember the big fires
Oh,
that we
sure.
had? That could be an issue here too. Flooding, maybe not so much in those terms, but I think fire and earthquake are probably our biggest issues here and our biggest concerns. Do you agree, Eric?
Yeah, I think the Laguna fires that we had are an example, and even
Sure.
about 2 years ago we had a fire out here.
out in the Irvine Orchard Hills
Yeah,
area,
and-
they were evacuating folks.
Yeah.
Now that's one of those, you're not sheltering in place, you're getting out.
Yeah, you're getting out, right? And but I think you made I think your example of the electricity going out. That's something that I won't say regularly occurs, but it has occurred on a number of times. And it does inconvenience people for one, but a lot of folks that may have something that they need medically
Right.
that requires that, they have to make those preparations in advance for that, making sure they have batteries for the so it's able to operate off a battery system, and if they contact SCE, SCE will help them to make arrangements for stuff that they might need in preparation for a real power outage
Right.
or an extended power outage.
And I know for some folks that are seniors in our community, the last pill's in the bottle, and that's when they get their refill done, or maybe if they're using oxygen, they just have the one tank, they don't have a backup. And if we're talking about sheltering in place for
Yes.
3-4 days,
Yes.
diabetes medications, any other kind of oxygen
Right.
tanks, or
Yes.
and if services aren't able to get to and from, that can be
Yes.
literally a life or death situation, right?
Exactly, and one of the handouts that we're going to be sending has all the list of the things they need to shelter in place for 3 days, and then also a list of what you need if you have to evacuate the area.
Okay.
So they'll get that information after the seminar.
Your go box and your go bag and those
Yes,
kinds of things.
exactly, all those things, all those things.
So I want to put the flyer up on the screen. It's going to be Friday, March 15th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Do people need to register for this in any way or anything like that?
Yes, and I'm going to let Eric discuss that.
Yeah, what we're trying to do is we're working with our IT folks to get us a registration link off our disaster preparedness task force website on the Laguna Woods Village website, and then it'll be there. And it's really we're asking them to register just so we know really a head count. It's not required that they do. we prefer that we do, so we have an advance notice of about how many
We don't
people.
want the event to be a disaster.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we don't want to turn people away, right? But we think that we have enough capacity in Clubhouse 3 with 800 or so folks being able to attend. It's open to not just the residents around Clubhouse 3, but for everybody that would like to come in and sit there. And we're not only doing a shelter-in-place presentation, but a presentation that Annie Wright is actually doing on mobile technology with these cell phones. And what she's doing is showing, in preparation for disaster, how you can put all your emergency contacts inside there.
Right.
So if you were in a disaster, or if you were just found lying down and they had your phone, well, they're essentially just a brick if you don't, or if you're not able to open it up, but it shows how somebody that could get that phone could at least have contacts to your emergency contacts.
Right.
Push a button, call them and say, hey, we have a person here,
Right.
that needs help, do you know them? That kind of thing. So, and it also alerts systems like Alert OC and then obviously our Code Red system here locally.
Terrific. All right. Disaster preparedness shelter in place coming up March 15th over at Clubhouse 3. Grace Stencil and Eric Nunez, thank you so much for joining us.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you very
for
much,
having
Mike.
When we come back, we got OC Animal Care. Stay with us.
The Hogue Classic is returning March 20th through the 24th. Defending champion Ernie Els and a Hall of Fame roster of PGA Tour legends descend on Newport Beach Country Club to take top prize from the $2 million purse. Come experience the thrill of champions. For tickets, visit HogueClassic.com. See you at the beach.
For over 20 years, Orange County has taken its unwanted gold, jewelry, timepieces, sterling silver, and coins to the Jewelry Box estate buyers and always received top dollar. We are a full-service repair center, too, where you can rest assured our on-premises master jeweler will repair any jewelry in our state-of-the-art facility. Come see why for over 2 decades, Orange County has relied on the Jewelry Box estate buyers.
At the Jewelry Box estate buyers,
it's about trust.
Visit us online at jewelryboxestatebuyers.com.
Hi, I'm Dan McEachran. 35 years ago, I was lucky enough to get my start in Laguna Woods. First, building patio rooms, then kitchens. Our cabinets are all built locally in Irvine. It all began with patio rooms, like this Majorca model, which we made into a complete room. I'll pull permits. We'll take care of everything. Give me a call. We'll do a nice job for you.
Do you suffer from low back pain? Hogue Orthopedic Institute is the #1 provider of orthopedic and spine care in Orange County. Our Back to You program is a unique, non-operative, evidence-based approach to treating low back pain. Our spine strengthening program combines physical therapy with education on pain and nutrition. Let Hogue Orthopedic Institute's Back to You program get you back to doing what you love. For more information, visit hoiexperts.com/spine or call 855-999-4641 to find a doctor.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Irvine Subaru. Buy online, just come in to sign. Get 2 years complimentary maintenance included on all new Subarus.
A slight modification going on here on the set today. We wanted, because we have Hannah here from OC Animal Care, along with her handlers Alexa Pratt and Alex Sue. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So let's talk about Hannah first. Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
So this is Hannah. She is available for adoption. She's an 8-year-old German Shepherd, spayed female. She arrived into our care in December of 2023. Unfortunately, her owner passed away, so she found herself at our shelter. And she was in a foster home for a short bit, recently returned, and she's all fresh and ready to be going to her forever home.
Well, that's beautiful. She's a beautiful dog. For those who, and she's super mellow. She walked in here super mellow, not jumpy, not hyper. So I think it's a great dog for maybe a senior to kind of take in. And that's one of the things I guess that people don't realize, that all the dogs don't come in as puppies, right? Sometimes there's, for some circumstance, an elderly couples or elderly folks have to give up their animal because of circumstances, right?
Absolutely, and the notes that we got from her foster home, she was a cuddle bug, couch potato. When they were at work, she was just lounging around waiting for them to come back. She was not destructive. So it's kind of the perks of fostering and being able to take a chance with one of our shelter pets and explore that option. There are a lot of dogs out there.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Alexa, you guys over at OC Animal Care have recently changed the adoption model and how people can adopt animals. What's changed, and is it easier, I'm hoping?
Yeah, we did recently change the model. So we were always open from 11 to 5, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. So you are welcome to come by during that time, schedule an appointment, or just walk in for the next available appointment. And now, in addition to that, from 2 to 5 p.m. every single day, you're welcome to come by, browse the kennels for both dogs and cats, and there you'll view the ready-to-go home the same day animals. So if you fall in love with someone in their kennel,
same day.
Same day.
Oh wow, okay. Because I remember my first, as an adult, my first pet was from OC Animal Care, and a little Brody. It was called Bomb Bomb there. That was a terrible name, you guys knew. But we brought home Brody, but it took about a week. Also had to, I think she had to be neutered. So that might have been one of the delays, because he wasn't when he came in, or spayed. I don't know which, for the dog or the girl or the boy.
Yeah, so now the dogs in the kennels, they are already spayed or neutered, microchipped. They've been checked out by the vets. They're ready to go.
That's terrific. That makes it kind of an ease in terms of that, right?
Yeah.
Now, at this OC Animal Care, it's not just dogs and cats, right? You guys have a lot of different varieties. So if people are looking for something maybe a little more exotic, they should maybe turn to OC Animal Care first, right?
Yeah, definitely. Right now we have bunnies, we have a couple chickens. Every once in a while we'll get some lizards. We've also got a lot of guinea pigs.
Okay.
So smaller animals too, if you're looking for something to be in a cage, maybe not as big as Hannah here.
Okay. You guys are hosting a free microchip, which is super important for dogs, especially if they get loose or lost somehow, right? And so what's that about?
So the free microchip clinic is for our contract cities, and especially the last couple of weeks we've had so many storms, a lot of rain, and unfortunately that's when a lot of animals get out. Especially if they're outdoors, dogs, they're scared of the rain. If there's a little clink in the fence or some way for them to escape, they do. And they end up at our shelter. A lot of times they're not microchipped, which is so important, because if they are, you can take them to not only OC Animal Care, but maybe if you find a lost dog on the street, you can take him to PetSmart, a veterinary clinic.
Yeah, they mostly have those, right?
Yeah. And they can scan for a microchip, and that is a unique identifier, so we can easily and quickly place the pet back with their owner.
Now, Alex, how do you, for a dog like this, how do you guys manage when they come in? How do you determine what kind of dog this is, and if it's good for adoption? If you don't know the age, how do you figure out what the best way to get a dog like this out to the public?
Yeah, so our veterinary team, they examine all dogs upon intake. The animal will stay at our shelter to meet their retention in case an owner does come forward. Once that retention time is met, our kennel staff and our shelter services team, they're really observing the dog to just understand their personality, understand if, hey, they might be potty trained, or they like this Kong toy versus this other toy. And then it makes the animal makes their way to our adoptable and available page on our website, and to be made available for adoption. And then a lot of times, most of the dogs that are available for adoption are candidates for our foster program.
Okay. Now tell me a little bit about the foster program. I don't know who wants to talk about that one, but you guys have a foster program where people, maybe they're not adopting dogs, but they're kind of really helping out in the interim, right?
Right. We launched our foster program in June of 2023, so it's still fairly new. In our foster program, we really focus on the current population and who's at most need of a foster home. Right now, it's the larger dogs, the ones that tend to be over 25 pounds. The person who's interested, if you're interested in becoming a foster, you fill out an application with us online. So we get to know your activity level, who's in your home, the people and the pets in the home. And then at that point, we select a foster dog for you for a pairing. And then from there, we send home the basic essentials. So food, martingale collar. They'll get sent home with the Adopt Me bandana too to get them promoted for adoption. We'll do our weekly check-ins with the foster caretaker just to make sure everything is going well. Our veterinary team also takes care of any medical services or treatment that the dog may need while they're in foster care. And then we ask that the foster parents send us videos and photos, because when families can picture a dog like Hannah being a couch potato at home, they can really picture her living with them in their home as a forever pet. So we always encourage our foster families to send those
like what would that look like in my house, kind of thing, so they get a good idea of that. What do you guys look for in an adopted person? What should they be thinking about? Like, my active lifestyle, I want a more active dog, or if I'm more sedentary, I'm a little bit maybe a senior, those kinds of things. So how should people be assessing their needs?
Yeah, they should kind of look into where are they going to place the shelter dog when they're out at work or on an appointment. And we help provide a crate if needed too, but most of the times you let us know what your activity level is, what your expectations are, and most of the times we have a dog to match that.
All right. Well, let's talk about Hannah one more time before we go. Let's put up that slide again, and we'll talk about what Hannah needs, how old she is, and all the details.
Yeah, so Hannah is 8 years old. She's a German Shepherd. She arrived into our care in 2023. And because her owner unfortunately passed away, and she's been patiently waiting for her forever home since. She is a slower walker, so she does like to enjoy the scenery when she's out on walks, so she's not going to pull you. She walks at a slower pace, and she loves to be a couch potato. Yes, you do.
And she loves to give kisses.
Yeah,
apparently.
she's a love bug. Yes, you are.
Fantastic. Well, Alex and Alexa from OC Animal Care, thank you very much for joining us. And if folks are maybe not, maybe this is too big a dog for me or whatever it is, go to the OC Animal Care's website and you'll find out all sorts of other options for you. Small dogs, big dogs, cats, bunnies, guinea pigs, some reptiles, who knows? But that's the place to be, right?
Yep, definitely.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Let's take a quick check on our weather before we head out. We got some scattered showers maybe this morning, but really going to clear out to partly cloudy skies for the rest of the day. And then about 3 days of kind of nice temperatures out there. And Friday's going to be our warmest day of the week at 69 degrees. And then just maybe we might have some showers on Sunday into Monday, but hopefully that'll go away as the forecast moves on. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. Thanks for joining us. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one. And we'll see you too.
Elizabeth Rapper writes, "My neighbor is a kind and thoughtful person. She sweeps the walk not only in front of her manor, but the whole walk from beginning to end, including around the trash area. And during the fall, when the trees lose their leaves, she's out sweeping almost every day."
We believe every senior should be able to remain healthy, happy, and at home. At Caring Senior Service, we understand the value of compassion and companionship. Our caregivers promote health, happiness, and independence. We cook nutritional meals, engage in meaningful activities, run errands, do light house cleaning, and more. Call us toll-free at 833-926-3700 or visit our website, CaringSeniorServiceLW.com. Healthy, happy home. Caring Senior Service.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. But everybody does.